Okay, it's summer and it's nice, hot, and humid out, so I figured I'd go over this AC quick tip with you since it probably is creeping up on a lot of you. What it has to do with is water dripping into the passenger compartment where the floor is right there, and may get on the person's toes. It may just make the carpet nice and wet. And the other concern is a really bad musty odor type smell, either when you turn the AC on or just from the vehicle in general, because that floor is soaked with the carpet, the padding behind it, stuff like that, and it grows microbial growth in there, and it starts stinking up pretty bad. So we're going to go over a few things that cause that. I have another video on drying out the evaporator face before you ever park the vehicle, but this concern is a different concern altogether. And what's causing it is the evap drain. There's a drain on the HVAC box that goes down to a V, and there's a drain that goes out through the firewall in there. And any kind of condensation that it collects on that evaporator face from the moisture in the air that comes down, hits the cold surface, condenses, and drips down, it needs to get out of there. Okay? Otherwise, it's just going to cause all kinds of growth inside of there, especially if you have any kind of leaves or dirt, anything like that in there. It's just ripe for the picking, I guess you could say, to start growing all kinds of fungus and stuff inside of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it should look when your AC is running, vehicle's running, right? AC's going, and it's pretty humid outside. This is how it should look. And here's a good example. If your AC drain is free and clear, doing its job, after the vehicle's been running for just a few minutes on a decently humid day, you should see this amount of condensation dripping out of the drain tube on there. This is what's normal. So if yours is not dripping out at all or something like that, and there's decent humidity in the air, you definitely have a clog, and that's probably, likely the cause of your musty odor smell. Now, if it's not doing that, you need to clear your AC drain. And these can plug up for all kinds of reasons. Like I said, leaves, pine needles, piece of plastic, hunk of plastic. The hole is not that big. So it goes right through the firewall, mainly on the passenger side on Ford vehicles. There's a couple weirdos out there like the Ford Edge that goes through the center tunnel, driver's side center tunnel area behind a heat shield underneath there. But most of them are on the firewall, sticking through a little nub, and it's on the passenger side. I'll show you on mine what you can do to clear it out. Okay, so right here is the evap drain right there. You can see the water coming out of it. That's how it should look. It's just freely flow out of there. And the reason I've never had a problem with mine is because I don't park under trees or don't have any pine trees in the area. So mine flows out just fine, as you just saw. Now, what if it doesn't? Well, what you can do is get an old coat hanger, cut it up, make it nice and straight like this, and then give it a slight angle to it, depending on how close yours is. Now, on the escape with the 4-cylinder, it's pretty easy to get inside of here. And what you're going to want to do is get the angle to it like that. You see that? And then you're going to start digging around inside of there to get anything that's clogging it broken free, and the water itself that's all backed up behind there will flow and carry it out of there. Now, sometimes that does not work. The restriction's further up in there. It's kind of hard to get up in there. You don't want to pull the HVAC case out. What you can do is get an air wand like this and some compressed air and stick that up in there as far as you can. But the air itself, the high pressure air, will get even further into there. And you just blow it out until you see the flow of garbage and water coming out of there. And that's probably the best way to clear an evap drain, is by doing it like that. And you can see it's coming out even more now. But if you don't have compressed air or an air wand like this, the coat hanger trick will work also 90% of the time. Now, if it's been plugged up for a while now and all the microbial growth has grown inside of there, there are chemicals out there that kill the growth inside of there. I'll have a future video on that. They get a little air wand, and you spray the stuff in there, and it'll kind of kill everything that's inside of the HVAC box that's growing inside of there. In the meantime, it's a good idea to keep an eye on it and make sure it is draining. When you back out of a parking spot, look down and see if there's all kinds of water sitting there from when it was idling and starting to cool the vehicle down. Just keep an eye on it, because they can clog up, especially if you park around any trees. they'll clog up in an instant, and over again I've had to clear them out for customers. I tell them don't park near the trees. So hopefully yours is as easy to get to as mine is. I know on some of the big trucks like the F-150s, Expeditions, it's a little buried, but if you have a coat hanger or an air wand like that, you can get back in that tight area and clear it out and make sure it just continually drains all that garbage out of there.